Alright, today we're going to talk about linear inequalities. What is a linear inequality? It will be anything that's a line that's got a less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to sign instead of the equal sign. Things you want to remember is that an x equals equation is a vertical line, and a y equals a number equation is a horizontal line. So if it's just x equals 3, then it's a vertical line, meaning it's going straight up and down. And if it's a y equals a number, then it's a horizontal line, and it means it's going left and right. So it might say y equals 5 or something like that. Another reminder that you want to remember is that if you divide by a negative, you have to remember to flip the greater than or less than sign. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to graph the line. You've got two options. You can put it into slope-intercept form, or you can use standard form and find the x and y intercepts. After you graph the line, you're going to figure out which kind of line you need to use. It's important that you know that you use a solid line on a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, and you use a dotted line if it's just greater than or less than. So notice the equals to signs are not there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to shade appropriately. One way to do that is to pick a point on either side of the line and plug it into the equality. If the inequality is true, then you shade that side. If the inequality is false, then you shade the other side. Well, here's what I really like to do. I like to think about it this way. If it's a greater than, shade above the line. If it's less than, shade below the line. Those are the two things I like to do. So on this problem, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and graph this. And this is in y equals, this is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. It just says y is greater than, and this would be your mx plus your b. So my m is 3 and my b is -1. So I'll write that. My m is 3, and I'll denote that as 3 over 1. And my b is -1. Remember, we're always graphing the b part first, so we're going to graph -1. And then we're going to climb 3, rise 3, and run 1. Remember, we can do that as many times as we want. I'll do it a few times, and then I'll also go the other direction. -3 over to the left 1. -3 over to the left 1. Then once I have my line noted by the dots, I'll figure out which sign I need to use. This is a dotted line because it doesn't have the equal to sign underneath it, so I will mark it as a dotted line. And then I'm going to talk about shading. Which side do I shade? And like I said, you can pick a point. So let's say you pick 3 or -3, 1. -3, 1. Well, if you plug that in up there, I'll just rewrite the original. I can plug in -3, and I can plug in 1. I get -9 minus 1, and I have 1 is greater than, that would be -10. So this is true, meaning I would shade this direction. I just like to say, well, it's a greater than sign. Okay, so as long as your y is on the left-hand side, you can say, well, it says y is greater than, so it means you'd shade above the line here. This is definitely above the line. This is below the line. Let's see if I can squeeze one more in here. So I've got m equals 1/2, and I've got my b is 1. I'll plot my 1, and then I'll rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2. Do that a few times, or down 1 to the left 2, down 1 to the left 2. I need a solid line because it's greater than or equal to. This is a solid line. Connect all the dots using a solid line. And then I'm looking at this, and it's a greater than sign, so it means I'm going to shade above the line. This is above the line, so all of these are solutions to that inequality.